Hello and welcome to News Now. Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says the Nigerian Army will go ahead with its 2016 Sports Festival despite the insurgency in the country's northeast region. Nigeria has been battling Islamic sect Boko Haram for about 7 years now. But speaking during a press conference in Abuja on Wednesday, Buratai said the Army would celebrate its sports festival because it was confident it had made progress in the battle against the insurgents. The Army Chief said the scheduled events would help boost the physical fitness, development and mental well-being of the Nigerian Army personnel. The 2016 Nigerian Army Sports Festival is an 8-day event scheduled for the Abuja National Stadium from October 8th to 15th, 2016.
Why do we organize sports when we are fighting? So, I give them the answer that yes, we are fighting, but that will not preclude us from, find out other professional bodies, to promote the safety for which will further also, to make them fight better, to train better. We pay emphasis on our physical and mental development, and with this sport, the physical training, we develop both physical and mental capacity of the individual officer and soldier. So, at least we have progressed. We are definitely showing that the war is not a distraction to us to be able to all our other activities, unlike before, when we are able to basic training in units, in the training school, and basic regimentations were abandoned, even where those were not, or unit applications were not directly involved in the fight. Some things have been stopped. But now, we want to show that things are stabilized, and we have initiative, and we have won and defeated the Boko Haram. So this, I want to say, is the beginning of the celebration of the victory of the armed forces, and in particular the Nigerian Army, on the defeat of the Boko Haram.
Lawmakers in Nigeria's House of Representatives have demanded the dismissal of the Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele over the dwindling value of the Naira. The lawmakers now reached the resolution after debating on a motion calling for the investigation of the CBN forex policies. Contributing to the debate, a lawmaker Mojid Alabi expressed dismay that the CBN governor ignored several invitations to discuss some of the bank's policies with the lower chamber. He said the CBN governor and his team are to blame for the fall in the value of the Naira. However, the minority leader of the House, Leo Ogo, defended the CBN governor, saying the executive, in conjunction with the legislature, had to find solutions to the problem. Now, following the debate, the House resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to interact with the Bureau de Change operators and other establishments that receive foreign exchange directly from the CBN. President Muhammadu Buhari has forwarded the 2017 to 2019 medium-term expenditure framework to the National Assembly. A letter accompanying the document was read by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, at plenary on Tuesday. The MTEF shows a proposal to spend 6.8 trillion naira on the 2017 budget with a debt servicing of 1.6 trillion naira. Now, based on the MTEF, the oil benchmark price is put at $42.50 per barrel with 2.2 million oil productions per day and an exchange rate of 290 naira to the dollar. The document also states that 65 billion naira will be spent on the amnesty program, while 350 billion naira will be spent on the special intervention program in 2017. The Code of Conduct Tribunal has dismissed the motion filed by Senate President Bukola Saraki asking the Tribunal Chairman Danladi Umar to disqualify himself from further presiding over the case. Saraki is currently standing trial for breaches in asset declaration during his time as Kwara State Governor. The Senate President had in his application accused the chairman of the tribunal of bias. Umar had initially declined to entertain the motion, but prosecution counsel Rotimi Jacobs urged him to admit the application so that it can be argued. However, in his ruling on Wednesday, Umar dismissed the application for lack of merit. He said he would not hands up the case because he was performing his constitutional duty. The Federal Executive Council on Wednesday approved 3.5 billion naira for the purchase of 320 operational vehicles for Nigeria Prison Service as part of efforts to decongest prisons across the country. The Minister of Interior, retired Lieutenant General Abdul Rahman Dambazao, announced the decision when he briefed State House correspondent on the outcome of the FEC meeting, which was presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. He said that the vehicles would be bought locally in line with the government's policy of patronizing local companies to create employment opportunities. Dambazao said the initiative became necessary because many prisoners remained in prison longer than necessary because of the lack of operational vehicles that will convey them to courts. He noted that there were about 65,000 prisoners across the country, with over 70% of them awaiting trial. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has called on Nigerian youths to work together with the Commission in the fight against corruption. Acting Chairman of the Commission, Ibrahim Magu, made the call while unveiling the EFCC Creative Youths Initiative Against Corruption in Abuja. He reassured that the EFCC is still committed to eradicating corruption and will do all it could to recover stolen assets and funds.
Let me clarify that EFCC will continue to vigorously enforce its mandate alongside engaging in preventive initiatives such as this. Therefore, even as we appeal to the old and the young to shun corruption and other forms of fraud, expect to see more investigations, more arrests, more trials, more convictions, and more recovery of stolen assets. We are the first to recognize that enforcement alone cannot win the war against corruption. Prevention is an effective and necessary weapon that must be employed in conjunction with enforcement, and there is no group of Nigerians better equipped to wield that weapon than the youth. Let us bear in mind that the task to rid the nation of corruption cankerworm cannot be left to the EFCC alone and other agencies. We are all stakeholders in the war and cannot let the future generation down. It is for their future that we must sacrifice our today. Let us work together for our dear nation. Let us join hands to build our children the future we desire.
With this, we're saying children have got creativity, they've got talent. Let's use this channel of corruption to get what it is that is embedded in them. Let us train them in their creativity to become useful Nigerians in the future and of course great entrepreneurs that will change the horizon of the nation of Nigeria. Our passion and committed towards this mission is key towards the development of this great nation. It's not just about me. It's not just about the executive chairman. It's not just about the team. It's about all of us. Releasing our children, let them speak. They've got voices. They want to impact this generation, and it will be done with our collective efforts.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, John Oyegun, has dismissed the rift between himself and the party's national leader, Bola Tinubu, as a mere differences in opinion and perception. He was speaking to reporters after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. He said he had no plans to resign as the party's chairman and stressed that the procedure was specified in the party's constitution. The APC National Chairman also said that the party's National Executive Council would hold a meeting at the appropriate time to discuss the matter.
Is there a rift with the Ashiwaju? There is no rift. Yes, we have a difference of opinion, yes. Difference of perception, yes. And in politics, I think that is normal. Yes, I agree that the nature of the statement was a bit harsh. But, well,
Are you stepping down?
Nobody. The methods for getting rid, if that's the word I will call it, of a national chairman are spelled out in the Constitution. They don't take place on the pages of newspapers. We're in the trenches together in the Nadeco days. Why can't people who have mutual respect for each other have a difference of opinion? All we had was a difference of opinion. Yes, it was expressed a bit harshly, but that doesn't remove the basic fact that we have worked together for a very long time.
Your Excellency.
Now, the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice, I should say, has adjourned the trial of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, till November 8. Kanu had approached the court citing a breach of his fundamental human rights by the Nigerian government. The presiding judge, Justice Micah Wright, adjourned the case after a request by the Nigerian government. The federal government, who was absent, had written to the court to adjourn the case because it had a conflicting case in another court. Kanu is standing trial in Nigeria for treason, management of unlawful group, smuggling of radio transmitters and firearms. The ECOWAS Court is the judicial council regulating member states of Economic Community of West African States. The court had on Tuesday ordered the Nigerian government to ensure the immediate release of the country's former national security advisor, Sambo Dasuki. The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mike Antibaru, says the NNPC will soon commence the first large-scale commercial biofuel venture in Nigeria. Baru made the disclosure on Wednesday in Abuja at a two-day environment dialogue. The GMD, who was represented by Babatunde Adeniran, the corporation's Group Executive Director, Gas and Power, said the project became necessary due to the increasing negative impact of fossil fuel to the environment. The NNPC said, the NNPC boss, I should say, said the corporation would cultivate plants along the borders of over 5,000 kilometers of NNPC pipeline right-of-way across the country. Now, Jetrofa, I should say, is an environmental and economic agro-allied plant which could be used to produce biofuel. It also serves as alternative to diesel. The Nigerian Senate has rejected a bill actually seeking to make special provisions for federal grants to Lagos State. Senator Oluremi Tinubu, a senator representing Lagos Central, sponsored the bill. The decision to reject the bill was taken by a voice vote, with majority of the senators opposing it. Supporters of the bill had argued that the federal government subsidized taxes in Abuja while taxes were being paid for the same government services in Lagos. They said the state deserves special grants because of its immense contribution to the Nigerian economy. But Philip Aduda, a senator from the Federal Capital Territory, argued that a special consideration would be given to Lagos State. The same thing should be extended to Abuja. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Ondo State on Wednesday said it had distributed a total of 1,201,073 permanent voter cards to registered voters in the state. The resident electoral commissioner in the state, Olusegun Agbaje, made this known at a stakeholders meeting in Akure. He said that 344,006 PVCs were yet to be collected and urged those yet to collect theirs to do so while distribution continued. The Ondo State governorship election is expected to hold November the 26th, 2016. We'll take a short break here and news now. We'll be right back.
That was a very good business.
Yeah.
The furniture you brought was very perfect.
That's how we roll.
Because let me do you receipts.
Yeah. How much was it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, write 2.5.
Mbano. The deal was for 1 million naira now.
Okay, write 3 million. I'll give you 500.
Oh no, I don't do business like that now. Yeah.
In that case, give me back my check. Let me go and look for vendor that business.
Take.
Your loss.
It is only for incorruptible customers. What are you talking?
Now get out.
What kind of this?
You will just die.
No,
You will die.
That is the door. Now get out from here.
Rubbish.
Look, my people, make una only add money for original invoice price. That's not corruption. Say no, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. The Nigerian government is planning to borrow 105 billion naira in local currency denominated bonds at an auction on October the 12th, the Debt Management Office has said. The DMO said it will raise 35 billion naira each from debt maturing in 2021, 2026 and 2036 using the Dutch auction system. Now, all the bonds are reopenings of previously issued debt. The government had last week announced plans to raise between 250 billion naira and 340 billion naira in local currency denominated bonds in the fourth quarter of this year. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Paul Thomas Arkwright, has called on the Nigerian government to improve on the ease of doing business in the country in order to attract more foreign investments. Arkwright told newsmen on the Lagos floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Wednesday that a number of British firms are seriously considering investing in the country.
It's a difficult trading environment at the moment. I think Nigeria has some way to go to improve the ease of doing business. As you know, Nigeria is too low on that index of the ease of doing business. British companies need to have confidence that they can invest here, that they can take their returns back. So there's a foreign exchange issue which is linked to that. But I am an optimist, and I think that Nigeria, with its potential and the kind of companies, British companies who are interested in coming here, will turn the corner, as I said. So I'm optimistic, but we have some way to go, and there are a number of obstacles in the way. The British government is looking to see what we can do to help overcome those obstacles. We're ready to offer expertise, that we're ready to provide experts who know the economics of a developing country, who understand Nigeria. There are some of them who are already engaged here in Nigeria, and that's the area where we can help. There are a number of British companies that are already listed here, as I mentioned. There are others who I know are looking at the options of listing here in Nigeria. Obviously, that's a commercial decision for them to make, but I would encourage them to come and look at the Nigeria Stock Exchange. This is a vibrant floor. I've just met a number of the traders. I know that it's a busy place and a place where Nigerian and international companies can raise capital in order to help grow their businesses. That's a really important part of my job, and that's what I'm here to do.
The Controller General of Nigeria Customs, Hamed Ali, has warned against the use of smuggled rice, saying 99% of rice smuggled through the land borders is not fit for human consumption. Ali said this at a joint news conference on illegal rice importation to Nigeria on Tuesday in Abuja. He said samples of some of the rice seizures made over a period were referred to NAFDAC to ascertain their condition, and the test results certified that they are unfit for human consumption. Oil prices rose towards $52 a barrel on Wednesday, hitting their highest level since June, supported by an industry report that U.S. inventories probably fell for a fifth straight week, an OPEC supply cuts deal. Brent has risen from below $49 on September the 28th, when the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries agreed a surprise cut in its output to support prices, which are less than half the level of mid-2014. Now, under the deal, OPEC will target production of between 32.50 million barrels per day and 33.0 million barrels per day, implying a cut of as much as 740,000 million barrels per day, 1,000 barrels now per day from the August level, as reported in OPEC's monthly report. Portugal's former Prime Minister Antonio Gutteres is poised to become the next UN Secretary General, UN diplomats say. Gutteres was actually the clear favorite, according to Russia's UN Ambassador Vitaly Chokin. A formal vote will take place in the UN Security Council on Thursday to confirm the choice of the nominee. Gutteres, who led the UN Refugee Agency for 10 years, will take over from Ban Ki-moon early next year. Analyses of satellite imagery taken after a deadly attack on an aid convoy in northern Syria last month shows that it was an airstrike, a UN expert says. At least 18 people were killed when lorries unloading at a Syrian Arab Red Crescent warehouse in a rebel-held town outside Aleppo came under fire. The U.S. believes Russian warplanes bombed the convoy. Russia, which backs Syria's government, denies the charge. UN officials have said the incident could constitute a war crime. President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, has admitted that the body is struggling to raise the required funds to help the senior national team attend all its World Cup qualifiers. Speaking while appearing before the Senate Committee on Sports, Pinnick said the NFF was still sourcing sponsors to help reduce its financial troubles. He, however, assured that the body had concluded arrangement to take the Eagles to Zambia for its first World Cup qualifier on Sunday. The Eagles were paired with Zambia, Cameroon and Algeria in Group B of the 2018 World Cup qualifying campaign. The team will play away to Zambia October 9, 2016 and finish away to Algeria November 7, 2017. Now, only the top team will qualify from the group. Nigeria's female under-17 national team are facing the prospect of a group stage exit at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup after drawing its second game. The Flamingos had lost their opening match to Brazil before drawing 0-0 in the second game against England. The draw leaves the team with 1 point from 2 games. Now this means the under-17 team must now win their third group game against Korea Democratic Republic to stand any chance of qualifying to the quarterfinal. The match will take place on Saturday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Controversial world heavyweight boxing champion now Tyson Fury could lose his license after he revealed he was taking cocaine. The British fighter, who claimed he had retired on Monday before retracting the comment 3 hours later, has also said he's suffering from depression. British Boxing Board of Control General Secretary Robert Smith said cocaine use is against the law. The governing body will meet on October the 12th to decide his fate. Quite a controversial guy, I must say. Well, that's it in news now for now. Continue to stay tuned to TV360.